Welcome to my channel. What if I told you there are 3 magic words that can instantly make women feel drawn to you? And no, I'm not talking about I love. This is something even more powerful, something that taps into a deep emotional need most people don't even realize they have. And these 3 words are like a secret key to creating an instant connection. Whether you're on a first date, talking to someone new, or trying to reignite the spark in a long-term relationship, let me paint you a picture of imagine you're out for coffee with a woman you've been wanting to get to know better. The conversation is flowing, she's laughing at your jokes, and there's this indelible chemistry bit between you, but then you say the sis of 3 magic words and suddenly your eyes light up. She leans in closer and you can feel the energy between you shift. It's like wave unlocked a hidden level of connection that wasn't there before. Here's the thing, these words aren't about manipulation or playing games. They're not some cheap pickup line or trick. They're about creating a genuine emotional connection that makes her feel seen, heard, and valued. Earth data pinto something deep inside her and need to feel understood and appreciated. And when you say these words, it's like you're speaking directly to her heart. But here's the catch. Most people don't have realized power of these words. They go through life, it's missing the aortionist to connect because they didn't know what to say or how to say it. And then that's where this video comes on. Today, I'm going to reveal exactly what those 3 magic words area, why they work, and how you can start using them in your own life. Whether you're looking to attract someone new, deepen an existing relationship, or just become a better communicator, this video is for you. So if you're ready to unlock this grit to creating instant connections, stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to sign, why it works. Let's dive in. Hi, very own Adam Stone here from Ease to Extreme, your ultimated destination for practical wisdom, personal growth, and mastering the art of relationships. If you're new here, first of all, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. This channel is Syllabot, cutting through the noise, ditching theft, love, and focusing on what actually works in life, love, and of everything in between whether you're looking to improve your relationships, build confidence, or just become the best version of yourself. You're in the right place. And if you've been here before, welcome back. It's always great to see you. I truly appreciate every single one of you who takes the time to watch these videos, leave comments, and be part of Fuse community. Your support means the world to me, and I'm here to make sure you get most value out of every video. Now let's talk about today's topic, because this one is a game share. We're diving into the 3 magic words that can instantly make women feel wrong to you. And before you roll your eyes and think, oh, another gimmick, let me stop you right there. This isn't about manipulation, pickup lines, or playing games. This is about understanding human psychology, creating genuine connections, and tapping into the emotional needs that drive attraction. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a networking event and I struck up a conversation with someone who weighs incredibly charismatic within minutes. Felt like we had known each other for years. And you know what that is to BAFTA? They were the most attractive person in the room, or because they had the most impressive job title. It was back as of the way they made me filthy, used these 3 magic words, sometimes directly, sometimes subtly, and it completely changed the dynamic over conversation. That experience stuck with me, and it started noticing how these words showed up in all kinds of relationships, romantic, professional, even friendships, and the more I studied it, the more I realized how powerful these words can be. They're not just words, they're tools for creating connection, building trust, and making people feel valued. Whether you're Yuri Zingle and looking to meet someone new in a relationship and wanting to deepen your connection, or just curious author communication works, this video is for you. I've spent years studying human behavior, communication, and what makes relationships truly work. And today, I'm sharing everything I've learned with you. So if you're ready to unlock these grits to creating instant connections, you're in the right place. Let's get tent to it. Section 1, the power of catching. All right, boo. Magic words. Let's talk about why they work at the core of fevery strong connection. Whether it's romantic, platonic, or professional, he's emotional intimacy. This is the glue that holds relationships together. It's what makes people feel seen, heard, and understood. And it's what these 3 magic words say designed to tap into. Let me break this down for you. Think about the last time you felt truly connected to someone. What was it? Abu thought. Interaction that made you feel that way. Chances are it wasn't just words. Kay said it wastes they you feel. Maybe they listened to a you without judgment, validated your feelings, or made you feel like you were only person in the room. That's emotional connection in action. Now here's the thing, okay, emotional connection is just about making someone feel good in the moment. It's about creating a sense of safety and trust that allows relationship to grow and deepen over time. When someone feels emotional iconic to you, they're more likely to pun up, be vulnerable, and invest in relationship. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're on a date, Anthony. Conversation is flowing. You're talking about your favorite travel destinations, and she mentions a trip she took that was really meaningful to her. Instead of just nodding along or changing the subject, you say something like, "That sounds amazing. What was it about that trip that made it so special for you? Do you see what just upon?" You didn't just acknowledge her story, you invited her to share something personal. You showed her that too, genuine interest in her experience and her feelings. And that's what emotional connection is all about. Here's another example. Let's say you eat a party and you're talking to someone. They mentioned that they have been feeling stressed lately. Instead, for offering unsolicited advice or orishing it off, you say something like, "It sounds really tough. How have you been handling it?" Again, you're not just listening, you're showing empathy. You're letting them know that you care about how they feel, not just Wi-Fi or saying. And that's a powerful way to build connection. Now let's talk about why this matters. When you creation an emotional connection with someone, you're tapping dinto, a deep human need. We all want to feel understood, valued, and appreciated. And when someone meets that need for us, we're naturally drawn to them. That's why these 3 magic words are so powerful. They're not just words. They're tools for creating emotional connection. They show the other person that you see them, you hear them, and you'll value them. And when you do that, you create a bond that goes beyond surface level attraction. But there's catch. Emotional connection doesn't happen by accident. It requires intention, effort, and a willing Torah present. It's about putting your phone down, making eye contact, and listening to what the other person is saying. It's about asking thoughtful questions, showing empathy, and being genuinely curious about their experiences. And let me give you one more example. Imagine if you're out for coffee with someone and they're telling you about a challenge they're facing at work. Instead of jumping in with advice here, trying to one-up their story, you say something like, "That sounds really frustrating. How are you feeling about?" Again, you're not just listening, you're creating a space for them to share their emotions, and that's where true connection happens. So as we dive into it, these 3 magic words, keep this in mind. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you make the other person feel. When you focus on creating your emotional connection, everything else falls into place. And here's a pro tip. Emotional connection is a 2-way street. It's not just about making the other person feel good, but it's about being open and vulnerable yourself. When you share your own thoughts, feelings, and experiences, you create a sense of a copra that strengthens the bond between you. So as we move into the next section, remember, this emotional connection is the foundation of every strong relationship. And these 3 magic words are your tools for building thought connection. Let's dive in section 2, the first magic word. Yeah, right. Let's dive into the first magic word, yucko. I know what you're thinking away thoughts. It's just Thor you. But here's the thing. This word is so much more powerful than it seems. When you use intentionally, it shifts the focus of the conversation, the other person making them feel seen, valued, and appreciated. And that's where the magic happens. Let me break this down for you. Think of Booth. Last time someone feel truly special. What did they see, they or do? Chances are they focused in you. They asked the afterthoughts, your feelings, your experiences. They made you feel like you were the most important person in the and that's sexically what the word you can do when used correctly. Here's an example. Imagine you're on a date and are talking about your favorite hobby of just a king about yourself. You turned the conversation back to her by saying, something like you have sick, interesting hobbies. What got you into specific? Do you see what just upon you didn't just talk about yourself? Why showed genuine interest in her? You made her feel like her thoughts and experiences matter. And that's a powerful way to create connection. Okay, now let's talk about why this works. When you focus the conversation on the other person, you're tapping into a deep humanity, the need to feel seen and understood. We all want to feel like women, like our thoughts and feelings are important. Hey, and when you use the word you, you're meeting that need. Here's another example. Let's say you're at a social event and you're talking to someone new. They mention that they've been working on a big project at work. Instead of just saying that's cool, you say something like you must, to be really proud of that. What's been the most rewarding part of project for you, Ken? You're not just acknowledging 3, you're inviting them to share nothing personal. You're showing them that you're genuinely interested in their experiences and their feelings. And that's what creates connection. Now let's talk about context. The word you-I, most powerful when it's used in a way that feels natural and authentic. It's not about peppering sentence with you. It's about using it intentional to show genuine interest and curiosity. For example, let's say you're out for coffee with someone and they're telling you about their favorite book instead of just saying that's a great book. You could say you have such great taste in books. What do you love most about that story? Do you see the difference? You're not just complimenting them, you're innating them to share something personal. You're assuring them that you value their opinion and their perspective. And here's another key point: tone and delivery. When you Seth word, you pay attention to how you smiling, Ariel smiling. Are you making eye contact? Are you leaning in a little closer? These non-verbal cues are just as important as the words themselves. They're your wife saying genuine interest in you. Let me give you one more example. Imagine at a party and are talking to Amian about their recent vacation. Instead of just saying that sounds fun, you say something like, oh, must have had an amazing time. What was your favorite part of the trip? Again, you're not just acknowledging their story, you're creating a space for them to share something meaningful. And that's where connection happens. So the next time you are in a conversation, try using what you intentionally focus on, the other person. Show genuine interest in their thoughts and feelings and watch out the dynamic of the conversation. And here's a pro tip. Don't just use you in questions. Use it in statements too. For example, instead of saying, I loved this restaurant. Oh, you could say you have such great taste. How did you this? Place shifts focus onto the mind, makes them feel valued. Remember, the word you is a powerful tool for creating connection. When you use it intentionally, you show the other person that you see them, them and you elude them. And that's the foundation of fevery strong relationship. Section 3, the second magic word, feel. All right, let's move on to the magic word, feel. Now, this one is a game share. While the word yo helps you focus the conversation on the other person, the word feel takes it a step further by tapping into their emotions. And hairs wide, that's so powerful. Emotions are the way to connection. When you ask someone how they feel right here, inviting them to open up and share something personal, you're showing that you care about their inner world, not just the surface level that. Let me break this down for you. Think about the time someone asked to do how you were feeling, not just how are you in passing, but realized how did it make feel. Chances are it made you feel seen, heard, and valued, and that's exactly what the word feel can do when used intentionally. Here's an example. Imagine you're on a date. Angie's telling you about a challenging situation at work instead. Off just saying, that sounds tough, you say something like, that sounds really stressful. How are you feeling about it? You see what just happened? You didn't just acknowledge her situation, you invited her to share her emotions. You showed her that you care about is feeling not just what's happening, and that's a powerful way to create connection. Now let's talk about this works. Emotions are the most personal and vulnerable part of how, when you ask someone how they feel, you're showing them that you're interiored in their inner world. You're recreating a safe space for them to open up and be themselves, and that's where true connection happens. Here's another example. Let's say you're at a social event and Ira talking to someone. We've been through a tough breakup. Instead of just saying, that's rough ooze, something like that sounds really hard. How are you feeling? A boot to everything now. Again, you're not just acknowledging their story, you're inviting them to share their emotions. You're showing them that you care about their healing process, not just the facts of what happened. Now let's talk about context. The word feel is most powerful when it's used in a way that feels natural and empathetic. It's not about forcing someone to open up. It's about creating a safe space for them to do so if they choose. For example, let's say you're out for coffee with someone, undies. They're telling you about a recent achievement. Instead of just saying, that's awesome, you could say, that's amazing. How does it feel to have accomplished that? Do you see? You're not just congratulating them. You're inviting them to share their emotions. You're rising them that you care about how they're experiencing their success, not just the success itself. And here's another key point, tone and delivery. When you use the word feel, pay attention to how you say it. Are you speaking softly? Are you making eye contact? Are you landing in a little closer? These non-verbal cues are just as important as the words themselves. They're your way of saying, I'm here for you, and I care about how you feel. Let me give you one more example. Imagine at a party and you're talking to Zamian, who's been feeling overwhelmed lately. Instead of just saying that sounds too, you say something like that sounds really overwhelming. How are you feeling a beauty situation? You're creating a space for them to share Thoshan's music, and that's where a connection happens. Stach. Next time we're in a conversation, try using thard. Feel intentionally, ask thoughtful questions, show empathy, and create a safe space for the other person to open up. And Harisa, pro tip, don't just use feel in questions, use it in statements too. For example, instead of saying, that's a great story, you could say, I can only imagine how exciting that must felt for you. This shows that thinking about their emotions and not just the droid self. Remember that word, feel, is a powerful tool for creating emotion. When you use it intentionally, you show the other person that you care about their inner world, not just the surface level details. That's the foundation. O, fevery strong relationship section. At fourth third magic word H, because, all right, let's dive into the third and final magic word, because now this Sony might seem a little unexpected, but trust me, it's just as powerful as through the word you, helps you focused conversation on the other person, and the word feel taps into Thoshan's the word because adds depth, reasoning, and intentionality to your words. It's the secret sauce that user complements statements and questions feel more meaning-effing memorable. Let me break this down for you. Think a booth. Last time someone gave you a compliment that really stuck was Bandum. If you, what did they say? Chances are they didn't just say you're great. They gave a reason that said something like, you're great because you always know how to make people feel comfortable. That little word because turns a generate compliment into something and impactful. Here's an example. Imagine you're on a date and you want to compliment her. Instead of just saying you're amazing, you say something like, you're amazing because you have such a unique way of looking at through world. Do you see what just happened? You didn't just give her a compliment, you gave her a reason to believe it. Yo showed her that you've been paying attention to who she is and what makes Shaw special, and that's a powerful way to create connection. Now let's talk about why this works. The word because, its depth and intentionality to your words shows that you're not just saying something to be nice, you're saying it because you mean it. When Simeon feels like your words are genuine and thoughtful, they're more likely to feel seen, valued, and appreciated. Here's another example. Let's say you're at a social event and talking to someone who's just given a presentation. Instead of off just saying great job, you say something like great job because you explained such a complex topic in a way that was easy to understand. Again, you're not just diagnosing their effort, you're raising them that you notice the specific things they did well. And that's a powerful way to create a connection. Now let's talk about context. The word because is most powerful when it's used in a way that feels natural and authentic. It's not about overloading every sentence with reasons. It's about using it intentionally to add depth and meaning to your words. For example, let's say you're out for coffee with someone and they are telling you about a recent achievement. Instead of just saying, "That's awesome, yo," you could say, "That's awesome because I know how hard you've been working on that." Do you see the difference? Like, you're not just congratulating them, you're showing them that you've been paying attention to their journey. You're making your words feel more and more personal and meaningful. And here's another key point: tone and delivery. When you use the word because of, pay attention to how you say it. Are you speaking with sincerity? Are you making eye contact? Are you smiling? These non-verbal cues are just as important as words themselves. They're your why off saying, "I mean this and I want you to know it." Let me give you one more example. Imagine you're at a party and you're talking to someone who's been feeling unsure about a decision they made. Instead of just saying "youth right, choice," you say something like, "You made the right choice. BYU trusted your instincts." And that's something I really admire about you. Again, you're not just treasuring them, you're giving them a reason to feel confident in their decision. You're showing them that to see their strengths and value their perspective. So the next time you're in a conversation, try using the word baffed. Intentionally add depth and reasoning to your compliment. Statements and questions do show the other person that to or words are thoughtful and genuine. And here's a pro tip. Don't just use Boaz in compliments. Use it in questions too. For example, instead of saying, "Why did you choose that career?" you could say, "What emo choose that career because it seems like such a perfect fit for you." This shows that two are thinking about their choices and what makes them unique. Remember through word because he's a powerful tool for adding depth and intentionality to your words. When you use it intentionally, you show the other person that you're paying attention, that you care, and that your words are genuine. And that is foundation of every strong relationship. Section 5, putting it all together. All right, now that we've broken down age, the three magic words, zoo, feel, and because, let's talk author to put them all together in real life conversations. Because here's the thing, these words aren't just powerful on their own, they're unstoppable when you combine them. Let me walk you through an example. Imagine you're on a date and she's telling you about RSA trips she took. Instead of just nodding along or saying some things generic like "that sounds fun," you could say something like this: "Yo, such an amazing way of describing things. Feels like I was right there with you. What was it about that trip that made it so special for you? Because it sounds like it really a-lot USC. What just happened?" You used all three magic words in one sentence. Yo, focused on her. You tapped into her emotions, feel, and added depth and reasoning because you didn't just acknowledge her story. You created a moment of genuine connection. Here's essay example. Let's say you're at a social event and you're talking to who's been through a tough time. Instead of just saying "that sounds hard," you could say something like this: "You've been through so much and I can only imagine how challenging that must have felt for you. What's helped you stay strong through it all, because it's really inspiring to see how salient you are. Again, you're using all three magic words to create a deeper, more meaningful conversation. You're showing them that you see them, you care about their emotions, and you value their strength and resilience. Now, let's talk about why this works. When you combine these three words, you're creating a conversation that's fused, emotional, and intentional. You're showing the other person that you're not just listening, you're truly engaging with them, and that's what makes all the difference. Here's an imagine you're out for coffee with Sumian and they're telling you about our achievement. Instead of just saying, "That's awesome," you could say something, "Gee, like this. You must be so proud of yourself. Feels like our hard work is finally paying off. What's been the most rewarding part of this for you? Because it's such a BGO accomplishment. Magic words are your tools for building faith foundation. You set them intentionally, authentically, and consistently, and you'll see the difference they can make. All right, before we wrap this up, let's talk. If you've made it this far into the video, chances are you're someone who's serious about improving your relationships, understanding the peep line in your life, and becoming the best version of yourself. And that's sexically what this channel is all about. So, if you found this video helpful, here's what you can do next. First, hit that like button. This might seem small, but makes a huge difference. It lets me know that you're enjoying this content, and ETH helps the YouTube algorithm share this video with more people who need to hear it. Second, leave a comment. Am I one to hear from you? You ever use these magic words without realizing it? Or maybe you've noticed how powerful they can be when Simone says them to share your thoughts below. I read every single comment and I'd love to hear your story. Third, subscribe to channel if you haven't already. It's our home for practical advice, personal growth, and mastering the art of relation. So every week I drop new videos to help you navigate life, love, and everything in between. And if you'll hit that bell icon, you'll never miss Anno. And finally, if you're ready to take things to the next level, check out the links in the description. I've put together a free guide with even more mind tips on how to build stronger connections and understand the people in your life. It's packed with actionable events that you can starting today. Remember, relationships don't think to be complicated when you know what to say and why it works. Everything becomes clearer. So take what you've learned today, apply it to your life, and watch how things start to change. And don't forget, I'm here to help you every step of the way. Thanks so much for watching. And everyone, I'm Amelia from Stoic Paradox, and I'm so grateful to have you here. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to channel. Relationships are a journey, and I'm here to help you navigate every step of the way. Remember, the right words can create a connection that lasts a lifetime. So take what you've learned at today, put it into action, and don't be afraid to take next step when the time is right. Until next time, stay curious, stay confident, and keep building connections. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. See the difference. You're not just congratulating them, you're creating a space for them to reflect on their journey and share their emotions. You're razzoing them that you care about their experience, not just the outcome. Now, let's talk about how to practice this. Start by paying attention to your conversations. Notice when you're talking about yourself versus when you're focusing on the other person. Look for a port, though. Ask how they feel, or add a because to your statements. It might feel a little watered at first, but with practice, it'll become second nature. Here's a pro tip. Don't try to force all three words sent to every sentence. Instead, look for natural opportunities to use them. Fark Silson telling you a Buddha challenge they're facing, focus on the word filter, show empathy. If they're something proud of you, because to add depth to a compliment, and here's another key point, authenticity matters. These words are powerful because they help you create a genuine connections, not because they're a script you have to follow. If you're not being authentic, the other person will notice. So focus on being present, listening actively, and showing genuine interest in the other person. Let me give you one more example. Imagine at a party and you're talking to a man who's been feeling decision they made, instead of just saying you made the right choice. You could say something like this right choice because you trusted dear instincts, and that's something I really admire about you. How does it feel, Takno? You followed your Gouda game. You're using all three magic words to create a deeper, more meaningful conversation. You're showing them that you see their strengths, value, fear, perspective, and care about their emotions. So the next time you're in a conversation, try putting these three magic words together. Focus on the other person to pinto their emotions and DD up and reasoning to your words. Watch out the dynamic of the conversation and how much stronger your connection becomes. Remember, communication is the foundation of every strong relationship, and these three